Good afternoon, guys. Today, I'm going to go over, because I won't see some of you for the rest of the week, I'm going to go over this little practice quiz thing that we did today. Not too big of a deal. I just wanted to make sure you understood the content, because some of these questions that I gave you were made to be tricky, because K-Prep, sometimes questions are made to be tricky. So the main thing is that you gave it your best shot, and now watching this video, you're going to know exactly why you got some of these wrong. All right, first question, pretty straightforward. Egypt's official writers and record keepers were one level below which social group? So who were the official writers and record keepers? The scribes. They were one level below the priest. So your answer would be B, priest, for that one. Okay, that one, pretty straightforward. So you get all these answers from the text. I don't have the text with me, but it's pretty much word for word. That's why I kind of made it a little more tricky than just making it so straightforward. So you need to take time to watch this. So this one, a little bit tricky. How long did students in scribe school spend copying the first 700 symbols of hieroglyphics? So hieroglyphics was a very complicated system. They had tons of symbols, not just 700. The first 700 were would be basically the original, okay? The basics. So your answer here is going to be 4 years. If I would have said, how long did it take students to master scribe school? It'd been 12 years. But I'm just specifically asking about the 700 first symbols. I can't figure this out. All right. Next one. What did a military scribe not keep track of? What did they not keep track of? Number of soldiers in a battle? I think they kept track of that. This was in your reading. The food supply, you got to make sure the army doesn't run out of food, because instead of getting shot at or, in their day, bows and arrows or stabbed, you're going to die of food shortages. So the scribes were in charge of the food supply and the number of enemies killed. Think about it. If you know how many people they have left, that's going to determine your strategy going forward. If you're killing them in the war, if you have 100,000 people and they only have 10,000, then you're probably going to be aggressive and try to finish them off. But if you only have 10,000 and they have 100,000, then you got to be careful and decide what you need to do next. So knowing those numbers, let the generals know what to do next. And that was the scribe's job. Make sure they knew how many people were dead on each side. Next, some of the most well-preserved documents written by scribes are believed to be how old? 4,500 years old. That was on page 22. Page 22. 4,500 years old. 4,500. All right, easy. All right, this one I knew was going to give you problems. What is the best word to describe teachers in a scribe school? Encouraging, caring, laid back, or rigorous? You probably didn't choose rigorous because you didn't know what it meant. But all three of these kind of go hand in hand. Nice, caring, laid back, encouraging. They're all positive. When I read that thing about scribe teachers, I didn't think much positive. So this word rigorous, that means tough or strict. So that would be your answer here. Rigorous is probably not the right word, because rigorous can actually mean a good thing. Like, we should be rigorous. Miss Herschenrader is rigorous. She makes you work, and she commands respect. And we should all be that way, to be honest. So don't get it. Rigorous means they make you work hard. So these scribe teachers were rigorous, but they were also pretty disrespectful, not like us. All right, this one gave people fits, and I knew it would, and it's all right as long as you watch this and know why you got it wrong. Scribes worked in many different capacities. So capacity has many meanings. We always talk about, as a team, words with double meanings. So this was my whole purpose of asking this question this way. I could have made it really easy. Scribes worked in many different capacities. So if I say to someone, I work at Mount Washington Middle School, I didn't tell them what my capacity was. I could be the principal, or I could be the custodian, or I could be a lunch lady, right? They might say, well, what is your capacity? My capacity is a teacher, social studies. All right, so scribes had many different capacities. They worked for the army. They worked with math. They had to keep records on where the boundaries of people's land was in case it got washed away from the Nile River. So that would be a surveyor, okay? So you were supposed to take one of those. You could have been army. You could have been a mathematician. And you're supposed to take one of those and tell me how a scribe worked in that capacity. So for army, you would have said they keep track of the number of people that had died on each side. Like I said earlier, if you were going to say a mathematician, you would have said they calculate how long it should take to build a monument or a pyramid. And they also calculate how big pyramids are going to be, things like that. So they were architects. So that's what capacity means in this sense. So I hope this video helps you out. Please watch it and have a great rest of your day.